So hello my dear students, now today we are going to learn next lesson, that is force and pressure. So here in the last period or in the last session we saw about the conservation of the plants and animals. Now force and the pressure. What is mean by force and what is mean by pressure, about that, and because of the force how the objects are moving, otherwise what are the changes taking place in that object, and about the pressure also we are going to see here in this lesson. So in 7th class also you learnt about that, how the objects are moving. When objects are moving, you recall how it can be decide whether an objects are moving faster than the other. Any object, when there are the objects, when we are taking any object is moving faster than the other, how you are able to tell that one? The object is there, this object is moving faster than that object. What does the distance moved by an object in a unit time indicate? So here speed is there, the distance which is covered by object in a unit time. It is so you know about the speed definition, the distance travelled by an object in a unit time. You also know about the moving object like a ball rolling on the ground slows down. So whenever any ball you are taking and that object is there, when you will throw, or that ball when you will throw, it will slows down after some distance when it will cover. Otherwise, maybe there is a change in the direction sometimes. So sometimes the ball is only going in the same direction and slows down, but sometimes there is the object is there or ball is there changing the speed, means it will slows down and also change in the direction of that ball also taking place. So, have you ever wondered the object slow down or go faster or change its direction? How it is taking place? Any object is there, it is a slows down or changing its direction taking place. Otherwise, also it is going faster. Recall the everyday experience. Whenever you are playing with any, means football is there, hockey is there, what do you make? The football to move. So here that football is there, when we will kick, then only it is able to move faster. What do you make? A moving ball move faster? You will take more speedily or more forcibly you are throwing the ball, then only there is a speed is there for your ball. A hockey player is there, change the direction of a moving ball with the flick of the stick. With the help of a stick, hockey player is there. Here he changed the direction of that ball. How do fielders stop a ball hit by a batsman? Fielders are there, they will catch the ball and stop the ball. Their speed of the ball is more, but by forcibly again the fielders are there, they will catch the ball and here they stop a ball hit by a batsman. In all this situation, ball is either made move faster or slow, or there is a direction of motion is changed. See here, all these instances are there. Whatever the football is there, by the kicking of the by the leg, otherwise if with the help of a hockey here with the help of a bat, here there is the direction of the hockey player is there, with the help of the bat they will change the direction of the ball, moving ball is there, they will change, and also there is the batsman is there, when there is the ball is there come from the batsman, the fielder catch and stop that ball from moving. So these all changes are there, moving faster, otherwise slows down, otherwise changing the direction of the motion. How these all instances are there? In all situations there we are observing that ball is made up of a moving faster, slows down, otherwise changing the direction. We often say that a force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked. So when we will kick the ball, that time there is a force is applying. Oftenly we are saying give more force, apply more force, means there is a ball is moving faster, or kicked or pushed or thrown or also flicked. So these words we are oftenly using. Force is there. So we often say that force has been applied by a ball when it is when more, how more force will come? When we will kick the ball, push the ball, otherwise thrown or flicked. What is the force then? What can do? It do two bodies in which it is applied. We shall see the answer by here for this question here. What is the force and also what can do the bodies on which it is applied? How the bodies are there changing the state of the motion, or they become a slows down or they become a faster one. So here next one point, that is a force, a push or pull. About that we are going to see. So in everyday life we are observing, we are going to do the different actions. Actions like picking is there, opening is there, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe a certain task. So many these words are there, like pushing, pulling, kicking is there, opening of the door, closing, otherwise kicking and hitting, lifting is there. All these things, all these words are there. We are openly using these actions are there, used to describe a certain task, like opening the door, otherwise shutting the door, and also the here opening the door and picking, otherwise lifting something. So these words are there, openly we are using to describe certain task. Each of these actions usually result in a same kind of a change in the state of a motion of an object, and by that action there is a state of a change, like if we will open the door, otherwise if we will shut the door, there is a change in the state of the motion of that object taking place. Then these terms replaced with one or more terms. Let us here find out about that. So here are some actions are there, like action like a pushing, pulling. If you are observing activity 7.1, there is in that activity there are the different actions they give, like pushing, pulling, picking, hitting, lifting, lowering, flying, kicking, throwing, shutting and flicking. So these are the different actions they gave here. So description of situation and actions are there. They are grouped as a pull or push. They are related with a pull or push. These are the common words we are using, but it is a pull or push, like if we will shutting the door, otherwise if we will open the door, there is a pull or push we are using the word here. So how they are related? See, moving a book placed on a table. When we will move the book, any book when we are taking, how that is moving? By the pushing also moving, by pulling also moving, or by the lifting. So here they gave the pushing, pulling and lifting, all three words will come here, and yes, action can be grouped as, yes, there is a maybe push or pull also taking place too for the moving a book on the table. Second one example, opening or shutting the door. When we want to open the door, we will pull it. When we want to close the door, we will shut it. Means both will come here, that is a pushing and pulling will come here. So lifting will not come here, make a dash there. So pushing and pulling will come here. Next here or also shutting is also come, and push or pull is there, right there, yes and yes. Drawing a bucket of water from a well. When we will draw the bucket of water from a well, we will not push, we will pull it and lift that one. So we will use the words pull and lift. So again in the pull only you should write yes. A football player taking a penalty kick. So kick when we will give that football player, that time he will push that one. So otherwise also it will come as a kicking here. So football player is a kicking and pushing, both will come in the push, you should make a right there yes. A cricket ball hit a batsman. So a cricket ball is there hit by the batsman. That time also he will give the push for that forcibly. So here there is a pushing, and also here that will come, or hitting of the ball is there, it is taking place by the bat. So pushing and hitting will come, make their push here word there. Moving a loaded cart. See, all these words are related with push or pull. Anywhere, like a kick is there, means there is a push. Opening is there, means there is a pull. So these words are there, push and pull. Everywhere that word is there, it is going to come in every example. Next, moving a loaded cart. So bullock cart is there, camel cart is there, horse cart. That loaded cart is a moving. That time these whatever there are the different cattles are there, otherwise horse, camels are there, they will pull it. So there is a pulling will come here, and also here lifting of that it will come. So lifting and pulling is there, it is that word will come here, means the pull will there, that word is there coming here for the here moving a loaded cart. So pull, again that word is there coming, yes, right there in the pull. Opening a drawer, drawer will open, that time you will pull it, and also here that time here pulling will come, and here there is the means this word is there, pull related to that, so pull, again make it correct one. So all these words, actions are there related with the push and pull. Here these examples gave, why? Because they want to tell about the kicking, lifting is there, otherwise pushing, lowering is there, flying is there, all their word is related with the pull and push. So here it is means nothing but force is related with push and pull. Always force is nothing but a push or a pull of an object. When we will pull or push the object, when pushing or pulling of the object is there, then it is called as a force. So this activity gave how there are any actions are there, they related with the push and pull. Do you notice each of the action can be grouped as a push or pull or both? Can we infer from this that here to move an object it has to be pushed or pull? Any object when we want to move, that time any object when we want to moving that object, that time pushing or pulling is necessary. So here a push or pull of an object is there, it is called as a force. So what is a force? A push or pull of an object is called as a force. Thus we can say that the motion imparted of object was due to action of a force. So we are able to tell that whatever motion in the object is there, that is a moving faster or slower, there is a because of the force is applied. We can say that motion imparted to object was due to the here for action of the force. Then here when does a force come into here play? Let us find out. So force, how it is a force when it will come from us or how it will play, about that we are going to see. Here forces are due to the interaction, about that we are going to see. Forces are due to an interaction. When interaction is there, there is a force. Yes, there is a pull or push, it is taking place when there is a interaction between the two things or two objects. It is taking place, that time they are living or non-living. There is when interaction is there in between the two objects, there is a force is there, we are applying, and pull or push is there, it is taking place. So as a pull or push of an object is there, it is called as a force. So here is the on page number 79 you are observing there are the different diagrammatic representations are there, 7.2 A, B, 7.3 A, B and C. So all three here different diagrammatic situations you are observing. In the first one you are observing that a man is there standing behind a stationary car. A car is there which is a stationary, which is not moving, and one man is there, he is standing behind the stationary car. Only by standing the car is able to move from there. Here it is a necessary, if car is not get started, that man will want to push that car, then only it is going to start, or then only the object, the car is going to change its place, or it is going takes a motion. So a man is standing behind stationary car. Will the car move due to its presence? Only by the presence car is not able to move. Is it possible to move the car because of its only presence of the standing backside of the car? No. So that is, he applies a force on it. So it is necessary to apply the force. Man now begins to push the car, then only when pushing the car is there, when applying the force, then only here car is there. Here it is able to move or can move. The car may begin to move in the direction of the applied force. In which direction he is applying the force, the car may begin to move. It is some place move, otherwise more. So the car is there by applying the force. In which direction he is applying the force, in that direction there is a car may begin to move. So note that the man has to push the car to make it to move. So whenever only by standing it is not possible, it is necessary to push the car, and when he is applying a force on that car, then only it may begin to move the car. Means in between the two objects interaction is necessary. When there is a pull or push is there on the object, then only there is the moving of the object is there, or change in the direction, it is begin to move in the direction of the applied force. In the direction of only applied force is from here, means direction is in this side. Applied force this side means direction on that car is there. In which direction we were applying a force, in that direction car is moving. So next 7.3 is there. in that you are observing there are two girls pushing that one, means there is one type of who is pushing for whom. There are two girls are pushing here one by one, means both are with a force. So here showing three situations that may be familiar with you, and again one is there, they are pulling, both girls in the 7.3b diagrammatic representation when you are observing, both are pulling. In the first 7.3a both are pushing, in the 7.3 they are pulling, both are. And in the 7.3c you are observing that here pulling by the, both are here pulling, means here the here there is the cattle is there, otherwise that cattle or that animal, and here man is there, both are pulling in the opposite direction. So here we are observing there are the different situation. One is first one is there, both are pushing. Second one situation, both are pulling, and third one situation, both are there pushing, pulling in the opposite direction. So here can you decide who is pulling and who is pushing in these cases? Both the girls appear to push each other, while here the pair of the girls in 7.3 are trying to pull each other. So as I told, in the 7.3a they both are pushing to each other. Yes, like this they will push to each other. In the 7.3b both are pulling to here to each other. So and the cow and the man are there, appear to pull each other, and the cow and man you are observing, cow is there, here it is also pulling, and man is also here appear to the pull each other. The girls in two situations show here are applying a force on each other. So in the both situation the girls are there, they will apply the force on each other. Is it also true for the man and the cow? From these examples, so yes, they both are also pulling to each other. The man is there and cow, like the 7.3b, how the both girls are there pulling for each other. In the first one situation they both are pushing to each other. From these examples we can infer that at least two objects must interact. So car is there, car, a man standing backside, but when he applied force, then only by the applying force the change in the motion, or there is the car is able to move in the direction of the applied force. Car is moving when there is a direction, in the direction of applied force is there, when force is applied. Like that both are pushing girls, and so there is a interaction is necessary. So at least there is the objects must interact for a force to come into the play. Forces are there, but there are at least two objects come in, or interaction in between two objects are necessary. In the second one both are pulling, and in the third one situation also both are pulling. Thus interaction of an object with another object result a force between the two objects. Interaction between two objects is necessary, result in between the two objects. So whenever there is an interaction of the object with one another, that objects result in their force between the two objects, it is taking place. So this is about the forces are due to an interaction. Forces are taking place, that is because of the when two objects come in contact, and when in between them there is a interaction taking place, then only here force is there. So force is there, we are observing when interaction is there in the two objects. So here next one is there, exploring forces. What is exploring forces? So here is one activity 7.2. You are observing that there are the two persons are there. A heavy object is there, like a table or box is there. Can you able to move only by pushing the hard? Try to push it all yourself. So here the two friends are there. Now push the same object. Ask your friend to push it from the upwards. So first of all, in the first one 7.4a, you are observing that ask your friend to help now by the pushing in the same direction. So here the object is able to move in the first one 7.3a. If we are observing the 7.4a, both are there pushing that object, means both friends are there, they are applying the force from the same side. The object is able to move. Yes, the object is able to move because both are applying the force from the or pushing that object from the same side for the same direction. But in the 7.4b, if you are observing, they both are there, from the opposite side they are applying the force. So, if from here side one friend from this side and one friend from another side. Imagine both you and your friend is there applying a force from the opposite direction. That object is able to move. Yes, maybe sometimes some changes are there, means in which friend more capacity is there to applying a more force, that much only it is able to move. But there is maybe it is a stationary only, it is not able to move from there. So, it is maybe stationary one. So, this is one activity, means when object whenever object want to move or change the place, change the direction, that time we have to push the object from the same side, from both sides. When we will apply, there may be changes, maybe it is a stationary, otherwise which has a more force, that time in that direction that object is moving. Have you ever seen a game of a tug war? And in the tug war also, from both team you are going to pull that one, here thread, and so the rope is there, you are able two groups are there, from both sides you are applying a force and you will pull that rope. So, which there may be sometimes there is that rope is not maybe stationary, it will not change, means it will not move in any direction, but sometimes the force, if it is more for any group, that time it is a move in that direction, pushing is there, pulling is there, in that direction it is taking place. In this game, two teams pull at a rope in a opposite direction. Two teams are there. When there is a tug of war is there, that time in the tug of war, as the two teams are there pulling that rope in the opposite direction. Members of both teams are there, they try to pull in a different, means in A team and B team. A team try to pull that rope in their direction and B team is pulling that rope in that direction. So, to pull the rope in their directions only. Sometimes the rope simply does not move. It is sometimes when same forces are applying from the both group, maybe it is a stationary, that rope is not moving. Is it not similar the situation? So, the team that pulls a harder, that is applies a larger force, which is a harder team is there, which applies a more force, that will harder one, that applies a larger force and finally wins the game. Which applies a more force, they will pull that rope and that rope is there moving in that direction, and finally which team a harder one applied a more force, that team is there winning, it will win that one. So, what do these examples suggest about the nature of the force? What is the nature of the force then here? If we are observing the here 7.4 A and B, and also here about the 7.P here activities, then by that we are able to tell forces applied on object in the same direction add to one another. When forces applied on the object and there is in the same direction and direction add to one another. Forces when we are applying, as your friend and you applied the force in the same direction, then object is able to move there. So, now recall what happened, you and your friend pushed the heavy box in the same direction. So, when force applied, it will add the force and that object is there, change its or it is able to move there. If the two forces act on the opposite direction, but in the 7.4 A, okay, when we are applying a force that from same direction, there is it will add the here force, and so because of that change here there is the object is there able to move, because there is addition of the more force is applying more by you and your friend, and so there is a changing the place or that object is able to move from that place. But 7.4b, if you are observing here in this, if two forces in the opposite direction, from opposite direction both are there applying a force. So, if two forces are there in the opposite direction of an object, the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. Whatever the net force is there, as who is a harder one or who is applying a more force, that time in that direction there is that object is there, it is able to move. That is nothing but the difference between the two forces. Whatever difference means some one friend is giving less force and one other friend giving more force. So that is nothing but the difference between the two forces is there, and which has a more force in that direction that object is moving. So when both of you were pushing the heavy blocks from the opposite direction, that time there is a difference between the two forces is there. Recall the tug of war when two teams pull equally hard. So tug of war also, when two pulls are there, equally you are able to pull up very hardly. The rope does not move in any direction. Two teams are there, both are applying same force equally, that much hardly you are able, both groups are there, they are applying the same force and they both are pulling that rope. So at that time you are observing that there is no any change in the rope, does not move in any direction, rope is not able to move. So we learned that the force could be larger or similar than the other or equal to each other. So maybe force is a larger is there, otherwise sometimes similar is there than the other or equal to it is there. Because as I told, when tug of war is there, which is a harder team, sometimes in that direction the rope will pull more and there is in that direction the rope is moving. But both are there with the same force, same hard that much hardly, when both teams are there pulling, that rope may be stationary, it is there. So here that the force could be larger or maybe smaller than the other, or also maybe sometimes equal to each other. So the strength of a force is usually expressed by its magnitude. The strength of the force, how much force is there, that is here expressed by its magnitude. We have also specified the direction in which force act. So the force direction is also necessary, that is also we specify. Also if the direction or magnitude of the applied force changes, its effect also changes. Direction and the magnitude of the applied force changes, then also its effect is also going to change. So in general more than one force may be acting on an object, however the effect of the object is due to the net force. So net force whatever it is there, that shows the object, by that object is there, net force acting on the object, it shows the here effect of the force. So here this is about the exploring the forces, that is nothing but the strength of the force, and that is here we are expressing that the strength of the force in the form of a magnitude. So here this is about the exploring forces, and also about the force are due to the interaction, and forces are nothing but any push or pull of an object is there, it is called as a here force. So here thank you, and next point we are going to see in the next session. Thank you.